Hey everyone. In a second, we are going to talk about the packs and the grounded packs effects on the game. But first, let's talk about a little news in case you missed it. The Infernal wildcard condition is back. Here is the schedule for that. Basically, Fridays are 100% the Inferno, and then all the days between are 50%, and that lasts until January 6th. But if you are watching this video on the 23rd, the day it's posted, then you can get into the Inferno right now. And then one more bit of event stuff. The Devil's Moon Global Event Point Booster, a mouthful, will be live from the 23rd to the 26th. During the weekend-long event, you'll earn an extra 20% event points for each match, not including challenges, and that boost stacks with other boosters like the Legendary Hunters, Contracts, and Signee. So I guess if you don't really like your family, you can choose to play Hunt, and they'll probably understand. Okay. On to the real topic of this video. I took a poll this week asking which packs people have been using most, and to no surprise, Grounded is far and away the highest pick. We had Grounded at 69%, nice, Lunar at 21%, and Infernal at 9%. So if you voted, thanks for taking the time. I'm not sure that Crytek ever intended for there to be an even distribution of packed usage. I think they just wanted to give players options. But the Grounded Pact just has a much better value proposition compared to the other two. Using Death Cheat, as long as you have one mark, you keep your hunters, and with Necro as a solo player, you can revive yourself. Technically, for the duration of the whole event, you could use the same hunter maxed out with like banning and levering and doctor, and that's just a really strong argument for using it. And both of these things together mean you can quickly get a hunter to level 50 and apply all that extra XP to prestiging and quickly progress through all the levels. And most importantly, I think Grounded changes the way people play the game. There have been so many matches recently playing with buddies where we all had the Grounded Pact and we each had our one pledge mark, so it didn't really matter what happened. And we just said, screw it, let's rush in here and see what happens. And a lot of times that works, and sometimes it doesn't. But with Grounded, it doesn't really matter. It kind of lowers the stakes of fights like that. Now, to be fair, you can play that way regardless, but with the Grounded Pact, there is just less hassle and dying. And then you compare that with Lunar's Relentless, where you lose all your pledge marks to avoid losing a bar, or even more situational Inferno's Fire Eater, where you can burn health to heal. And that's nice, but you have to have fire around, which with the Inferno now being in a more constant rotation, the Infernal Pact might make more sense. But even then, there's still just so much utility with the Grounded Pact. And arguably, there's not much of a replacement for Death Cheat or self-res. With the Lunar Pact, sure, you can heal and save your bars, but you could also just bring more healing items and buy a bar back if you do manage to extract, or, take Death Cheat and then keep that hunter regardless. With Inferno, that's healing with extra steps. I'm being a little facetious here. I know there are different play styles for the different packs, but really, the disparity in utility is kind of crazy. And I haven't even talked about Shadow, which is another great trait. So when the event does eventually come to an end, I think Crytek will have a lot of data to sort through and some important decisions to make. These new events are about experimenting, and I assume some things might actually make it to the base game. The obvious question is, should there be a permanent revive trait for solo players? And everyone probably has their own opinion on that. But other important things that the Grounded Pact highlights about Hunt is, 1, the prestige system just isn't it. It's not broken, it's probably not the highest priority, but there's also very little reason to do it. I stopped prestiging because I can't afford the time to unlock a whole tree every time I want to do a video on a particular item, but at least Grounded makes it a bit easier. Another thing worth considering, if Hunt's gameplay is fun regardless of the stakes, regardless if you're going to lose the hunter or not, isn't there room for a more casual mode where gunfights, I'm talking about gunfight again, aren't I? Okay, but imagine a game mode where the fights were still fun and intense, but you don't have to worry about the longevity of your hunter. The point is, I like that Death Cheat encourages people to experiment and make mistakes and doesn't punish them for playing more aggressive or playing a meme loadout. So maybe every prestige could have death cheat for the first 20 levels like it does when you first start the game. That could be a best of both worlds type of solution without fundamentally changing how the game plays out. I am thoroughly enjoying the Devil's Moon event, and without a doubt, Grounded has been a key reason for that. I know a lot of veteran players decry Crytek for the casualification of Hunt, but in my opinion, there is room for something like a game mode or a tweak to Prestiges that encourages people to try new playstyles. But that's just my opinion. What do you think? Should self-res stick around? Is there room for a permanent death cheat worked in there somewhere? I don't know. But go enjoy the Inferno. Check it out with no HUD. It is quite the experience. And hopefully next week I will be back to 100% to make some cool stuff that's been on the back burner. Alright, until the next video, goodbye.